topical issues, occultic activities in schools. There are times when things happen and we easily blame because we don't understand the situation. Why am I saying we easily blame? When something happens, it is either the minister or the government that is given the blame. But let's look at these things seriously. How do occultic activities begin? It's not exception in Kenya. Occultic activities take precedence in many schools throughout the world. Some people do not notice it easily. In some places, it erupts in a manner that people say children have gotten psychotic, but it happens. There have been incidences of children, because in America, owning a gun is a right. So some children get to school with guns. You've had incidences of a child getting to school and shooting other children, and sometimes it has to take the police to stop the situation. We've had also of people, grown-ups, entering schools or institutions and just shooting. They don't want to kidnap. They don't want to hold the school hostage. They go there on a killing spree, purely to kill. People were saying that it is people who have got psychotic minds. True. But what causes psychotic minds? We've had occults in societies for a longer time, and the occultic organizations are very secretive, yet pretend to be very open. Many people call them secret societies, but when you ask them, they tell you they are not secret societies, which is true. They will tell you they are societies, but they have secrets. Are you getting the difference? We call them secret societies, but they say they are not secret. They are societies. They are not secret societies. They are societies with secrets. Get that clearly, get that clearly, get that clearly. And I'm going to talk about what I know that when I was a boarder, because when I went to school, I started with a day school and then went to a day school secondary the first year. And then my father went to work in another town, and I was in a boarding school for 3 years. Boarding school, that time there were no cultic things. No. What was there was just bullying. Elderly children will bully us, and the extent of bullying was so much because that's what children used to do, and some who had evil minds would bully terribly, and there were drug problems. But when the occult organizations took hold of most of the places in society, I have told you, there are occult societies in occult organizations, secret cells. They survive in cells. They are in schools. They are, name it. They are in the doctors, with the nurses. They are with the police. They are with the army. They are with the civil servants. They are everywhere. Let's not pretend. It's only that they exist in cells and they are societies with secrets. Get it? With secrets, not secret societies. And what has happened is those societies came from other countries also, joined us. We had people who had occultic behaviors, but they were not able to portray these activities and these characteristics in learning institutions. There are churches for the Christian and churches not for Christians. By the way, you people in Kenya know that there is the Church of Satan in Nairobi. They have a branch. It is structured on the Christian church because the beginner of that church was a Christian, a father. He was a father by the name LaVey. And his daughter, I don't know if she's still alive or is continuing with the whole thing, and they are a sect, not secret anymore, but with secrets. There are other organizations that pose as clubs with secrets. Why am I talking about this? What happened at Utumishi was unfortunate. But for the first time, we've been fortunate. I hope this does not interfere with or is not taken in the legal perspective. It's something that we all saw on TV. There were girls who came, 7. What's the number? 7. 7 is what? Rest. Those who deal with numbers. 7 girls were involved in the activities, caught on CCTV camera. We all saw it was put on TV, so nobody can say I'm interfering with the investigations. Whatever is happening apart from there, that one is for those involved. They will pursue from there. These are cells that have been started in schools. Sometimes they are started by children out there who have secretly, that's why it's very important to know the friends of your children, because children are converted mostly by their friends. Your child will be converted and you will never know. So the children that your son or daughter goes out with as friends, please be sure you know what they are doing. Lest you have an occultist in your house who may even sacrifice you, burn everything, poison you without your knowledge. But it does not stop there. There are some workers that you would employ in the institution, and they are occultic. They are able, by the supernatural powers that they have, be able to convert some of the students who will work secretly within the organization, the school. That's why you find abnormal things, sacrifice, or very rough things happening to children. Then there are some of the professionals, maybe teachers, who, out of the way things have been happening, may also have belonged to a cult. And people who have been in cults are very secretive. Many are very religious. So mostly they get our children in the name of religion. In the name, I'm not saying all, because we are taught guidance and counseling. We are taught religious education, Islamic in Kenya, Hinduism, and Christianity. But there are some who come through that way. We have schools that belong to denominations or Christian organizations or are sponsored. Some of those people who come with these activities are the school spiritual sponsors. You can never suspect. But when they deal with the children, there are certain indoctrinations. And that people who have acquired harmful cultic practices are taught to work secretly and to deny everything. So even if you get one, he'll tell you, I did it. Why did you do it? I just felt like doing it. It's very difficult to unravel. They are there with us. I tell you some things from personal experiences. I've worked for a very long time as a teacher. I started when I was young. But some things I started noticing later. Some things I never noticed until when I got into this situation. There are people who are brought to assist. But also you find they have got cells within them. So they come to assist the school in certain ways, but you find them secretly imparting that knowledge. So those who handle schools have to be very careful. There are people who are generous and they give. There are people who are generous and they give with hidden motives. It's very difficult to tell who is who. There are times when we source help from outside because you cannot know everything. There are clubs that need specialists from outside. There are some skills that teachers may not have. They may roughly have. But others want their institutions to excel. So they get people from outside. There are people from outside who also come and they belong to cells. So they'll come and plant a cell in your institution and you'll never know about it. It's only when outrageous things happen, that's when you get to know you had an occultic cell within your institution. So it's very easy to blame. I heard everybody saying the minister should resign. He came recently. The others who will go after the head teacher. The others who will go after the discipline master. But they may not even know what's happening. Because when it comes to occultism and these destructive things, they're secretive, they oath, and they are threats. If you dare, and sometimes those threats are effected. So something will happen and a child will get an accident And the others are told, you know what caused that? Because actually they are made to happen. They look for a child, somebody will ride a motorbike or go with a vehicle and hit the child. Accident. Everybody sees an accident. But those insight will tell that one a result of that. There have been some institutions where people cast spells. Somebody outside will not know. But eventually the cell will be told, if you don't toe the line. There are many things that happen. And when that happens, witchcraft also comes in. I said witchcraft is an art, but witchcraft can be harmful. So this thing is introduced, and you find there is witchcraft, there are other things happening within the system, but covered in a different scheme. They'll come as clubs, and these club members develop certain characteristics. They are very secretive. They want to stick with one another. They don't want relationships with others. They're not open. It will come as religious groups, and they are fanatics, and they don't want to be with others. They may be initiated by people from outside. They may be initiated by some workers. They may be initiated by some teachers. They may have been initiated from home. But mostly you will find destructive qualities, calling for destruction of property, bullying behaviors, and isolation, forming a gang that commits crime. And they're proud of committing crimes, and they're very secretive. Be it the discipline master, be it who you will call them, there is nothing they will give you. So like the minister said, let's be open-minded. Let's be very inquisitive of what happens within the school environment. But I beg the parents to personally manage, even when the children come home, when they tell you we are going to be with friends, how they behave when they are with friends. If you notice any changes that are not normal, please track the friends, track the behavior of your child, because something may be happening in your house. Others think the children going out with their friends is a good riddance. They will come back when I'll do my things. It may be your death. It may be the death of other people, because they will acquire these things from out there. It's rampant in institutions, let's not pretend. The thing is, we cover it with Christianity, Islamism, Hinduism, but these things are with us in institutions, in schools. Remember, one of the serial killers in Kenya called Onyancha, when he was interviewed, who did he say he acquired those characteristics from? A female teacher. But nobody knew until when he went killing women and children. Mostly he was targeting women, but children of both sexes. But it started in school. So let's have faith. Let's teach morals. Let's learn morals, because we are not all perfect. And let's observe helpers who come in ways that they come and they want to have secretive things in your institutions. Please, better do away with that help. People who want to take all the program, now we are doing this and the children have to follow this, the religious and they want to do it secretly, or they want to do it isolated from others. Take care of those people who come doing a lot of giving, but with secretive, you find there are certain pattern of things they want to set within the system that don't augur well with the normal moral practices. Please refuse that help. So people come in different forms. There are times when people will come, there used to be that program where the youth will help, and sometimes some come and you find they are engaged eyes. So there was, when this problem of mine started, I was in school and I would be escorted by the vehicles and whatever. It is a long, apparently it's almost 10 years, I think. So you would find people would come. Others would pose as those assisting, but within them, they have those people doing witchcraft, those people doing occult. They have come as a group from outside. They would come sometimes with the uniform of National Youth Service. Others have come to do the job, but some of them also are there. These are things I saw practically. I've had this problem for a long time. Before I realized what was happening, there were some teachers who were spiritual. Imagine these things were happening before. I had been in the institution for a very long time, and other institutions also, but we never noticed. Only when things happen spiritually did I know that there are some things happening, they are not normal. There are some things that have been, they are not normal, and things like that. So we be on the lookout. Let's not blame each other. Let's find solutions to this problem. And let us teach the children, because there is one thing that people have learned in Kenya. Please, this is a very bad behavior. I start with the children. The children are taught that they will do anything evil because they are children, nothing will be done to them. That is a lie, that is a fallacy. They are juvenile courts, they are juvenile jails. Let the Kenyan children know that. 2, youths are taught you will have demonstrations, you will have whatever, and sadly enough, churches and organizations that call themselves human rights organizations are there. They will go and those doing that they have to know that there are some crimes they commit, they'll find themselves in prison. And also we grown-ups, there are things that we do in the occultic thing, and we think that because we belong to an occultic group, the law does not apply to us. The law applies to everybody. Kenya is a country with laws, and this behavior of thinking we are above the law is what is leading to this. But for the young children, many of them are told they can commit crimes, and they'll get away with it. It's a high time that even people, teachers and everybody, taught the children that they are juvenile courts, they are juvenile jails, and the law applies to everybody. Let's warn them as we inculcate good character and behaviors into these children. It is our society, and we have to fight for it, to create good morals and to get rid of this octopus that has been getting in with these tentacles into institutions called occultism and witchcraft. That's my take for now.